From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, 2 bills aimed at helping workers who take care of our loved ones in nursing homes.
Also, fire crews battled an early morning house fire here in Lincoln in frigid temperatures.
But first tonight, the State Patrol will be investigating a former Nebraska senator. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We're talking about Senator Mike Groene of North Platte, who resigned last Friday.
He's accused of taking photographs of a former staff member without her permission or knowledge. It was the big topic at the Capitol today, and Channel 8's Alexa Skineski heard from several female senators who shared their concerns. Alexa?
Yeah, that's right, Rod. Megan. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Whatever findings NSP gets from this investigation will then go to Attorney General Doug Peterson from there. But in the meantime, female senators want change now.
How can we as women expect you to have our backs if you don't use every tool in your toolbox?
Emotions were running high Tuesday morning on the floor of the legislature. Many of Nebraska's female senators had something to say regarding former Senator Mike Groene's resignation and allegations.
He told me I was a fool and he never wanted to talk to me again until he needed me to help him with one of his bills. So I don't have a lot of respect for the guy, but I do have respect for this body. And I'm looking at all of you. We can do better for everybody in the body, not just the women, not just our staff.
And Senator Blood wasn't alone. Many senators discussed if the case has been handled appropriately and what needs to change in the legislative body moving forward.
But I am telling you, we need to do something. We have 2 wake-up calls, and this is our second in 4 years.
Senator Michaela Cavanaugh says they need an HR department, ethics committee, and a set process on expulsion of a senator. She says current policies do nothing for women, and she added some within the body have completely failed.
Not address this egregious action by a sitting senator with swift authority, and to say that it's because of a non-binding policy is disgusting to me.
Senator Julie Slama says it's clear current policies need to be overhauled, and she's willing to help with that and create a better framework to protect staff.
To any female working in this building, just know I stand with you as an ally in the fight against sexual harassment. I'm all in.
Groene said in a statement Friday, quote, "I am not going to drag my wife, family, and friends through the fight it would take to defend myself. I am resigning and dropping out of politics completely. Life is too short. I need to focus on eternity and my family. Feels like a ton of bricks have been taken off of my back." Now, Governor Ricketts did accept Groene's resignation immediately last week and says that he plans to appoint a replacement soon.
All right, thank you, Alexa. Also at the Capitol building today, helping our nursing homes and assisted living facilities.
Several senators are requesting millions of dollars to help gain and retain quality nurses. The money would also help pay for the added costs COVID has caused. A member from one nursing home in Nebraska testified today that the cost of their personal protective equipment and cleaning supplies rose by over $30,000 last year. There's also critical staffing shortages in facilities across the state.
That workforce has either left by retirement or have gone other places and received higher salaries. So the staffing part has to be addressed almost immediately.
We are very supportive of this bill because it would help to continue to increase wages for the people that are directly involved in the care of our most vulnerable population.
2 bills would give facilities a combined $65 million, which would then be dispersed based on the amount of beds each facility has. But no immediate action was taken by the committee today. Also happening today, Lincoln Public Schools will announce the district's next superintendent.
That's right. It's at the top presentation on tonight's board meeting agenda. 3 of the 4 are current superintendents at other school districts across the country. Current superintendent Dr. Steve Joel will retire at the end of this school year. We'll have the latest on who gets the job online and, of course, on the air. An early morning house fire is under investigation here in Lincoln.
The blaze first broke out around 5:30 near 19th and Ryans Streets. The homeowner was out of town. More than a dozen units were called in to battle the two-alarm fire. And because of the cold temperatures, officials tell us a hydrant froze up.
We're doing what's called a defensive attack, which means the home is badly damaged and it's just not worth putting firefighters' lives at risk at this point because there's just nothing left. So they're continuing to pour water from the outside and then protect the homes next door.
Yes, the home is a total loss, and the cause of the fire is still being investigated.
The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office made a big drug arrest. It happened during a traffic stop just west of Lincoln on Interstate 80. A canine found 20 pounds of meth worth $450,000. This man, a 25-year-old from California, was arrested. Now to that major settlement in the U.S. women's national soccer team's fight for equal pay.
After years of championships, filling stadiums, and campaigning for justice, the players in the U.S. Soccer Federation have announced they've reached an agreement to end the lawsuit. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
Those equal pay chants following the 2019 Women's World Cup is now one step closer to reality. The U.S. women's soccer team and the U.S. Soccer Federation announcing they've reached a historic agreement in a gender discrimination lawsuit brought by the players. Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe reacting today on GMA.
This is just such a monumental step forward. If Alex and I are the highest earners in a couple years, we haven't done our job in setting up the next generation. So for us, seeing something like that is incredible.
The settlement ends a fierce legal battle that began back in 2019. The Federation now agreeing to pay $22 million to the players with a commitment to provide equal pay for its female players moving forward.
We still have a lot of work to do with repairing the relationship with our players, but we're on the road to that.
Both sides releasing a joint statement which read in part, "We look forward to continuing to work together to grow women's soccer and advance opportunities for young girls and women."
This is a huge win for all women. Hopefully this will be a day we look back on in a number of years when we're a little bit older and say that's the moment that everything changed.
And Rapinoe has indicated she plans to take the pay fight to FIFA, urging them to close the gap when it comes to the World Cup prize money between the men's and women's pools. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Back to local news, a popular hip-hop star who just performed at the Super Bowl is coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena.
That's right. Snoop Dogg announced his annual 420 show will happen in Lincoln on April 20th. He'll be joined by country music star Co Wetzel. Tickets for the general public will go on sale at 10 a.m. this Friday. For more information and a list of show dates, go to our website, klkntv.com. The Lincoln Children's Zoo just welcomed a sweet new addition.
That's right, a baby giraffe was born at the end of January. It's the first in the zoo's history. Mosi is her name, and she weighed in at 130 pounds when she was born. She is now 150 pounds and a little over 6 feet tall. Mosi will make her first appearance in the giraffe barn tomorrow at 10 a.m.
All right, let's get to your weather. My goodness, feeling the cold out there, John. Winter has definitely returned.
Yeah, Mother Nature's just letting you know summer or spring or summer hasn't really started officially just yet. Today was a very chilly day. Temperatures only getting into low to mid-teens. But what I wanted to start out with, first a live look outside showing you that we've got cloudy skies still as we take a look to the northwest from the station. But take a look at the lowest wind chills I found from today. Ord dropped to 30 below zero, Albion 29 below zero. The Tri-Cities down to 27 to 29, Columbus down to 26. Lincoln has had a low wind chill so far today of 18 degrees below zero. I suspect we will pass that later on this evening. Take a look at the wind chills outside right now. It feels like it's 11 below in Grand Island as well as in Aurora and York. It feels like it's 7 below in Lincoln and 8 below is what it feels like in Beatrice. Right now around Lancaster County, temperatures ranging from the single digits to the northwest to 10 degrees to the southeast, and then the capital city coming, or the airport coming in at 12 degrees. It's 12 in Beatrice, 10 in Fairbury, 14 Hebron, and only 9 degrees the air temperature in Grand Island. And winds are gusting out of the northwest upwards of 30 to 36 miles per hour. And we're going to keep the winds around it this evening as well. In fact, you can see the wind chill forecast as we go through the rest of the evening will go down below 20 degrees below zero, and we may get much lower than that as we get through the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. Forecast for the rest of this evening down to 7 degrees by 8 o'clock, only 3 for an air temperature by 10. But again, the wind chill is going to be the bigger story. We could have wind chills in some spots, once again, flirting with 30 degrees below zero. We'll talk about who has the best chance at seeing that. Also, maybe some snow coming our way. Details of my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, a lot to talk about. Thank you, John. This afternoon, President Biden announcing tougher sanctions against Russia.
It's in response to Russian President Vladimir Putin's recognition of 2 separatist regions of eastern Ukraine as independent. ABC's Zareen Shah is in Washington with more.
President Biden making it clear that Russian President Vladimir Putin's recognition of 2 separatist regions in eastern Ukraine as independent will not go unpunished.
Who in the Lord's name does Putin think gives him the right to declare new so-called countries on territory that belong to his neighbors?
Today he announced further sanctions hours after similar sanctions from the European Union and the United Kingdom.
We're implementing full blocking sanctions on 2 large Russian financial institutions, VEB and their military bank.
And the president adding that they will move more American troops already in Europe to the region.
Let me be clear, these are totally defensive moves on our part. We have no intention of fighting Russia.
All of this coming after NATO's Secretary General confirms more Russian troops have crossed into Ukraine, calling it the most dangerous moment in European security in a generation.
They promised to step back, but they had continued to step up.
Putin ordering his troops to carry out what he calls peacekeeping missions there. This after declaring those regions independent from the rest of Ukraine. Putin even questioning Ukraine's right to exist as an independent country. That deployment approved by Russia's parliament overnight. Meanwhile, Ukraine's foreign minister is in the U.S., meeting with senior Biden officials today.
If the war is imposed on us by President Putin, we will be defending ourselves.
Also today, Germany taking a major step against Russia, stopping the certification of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline from Russia. So will this impact people here at home right now? Biden says it is critical to him to limit the impact this conflict is having here on the American people. He says especially at the gas pump. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on the news tonight, a verdict has been reached in the federal hate crimes trial of the 3 men who killed Ahmaud Arbery.
That story and your full forecast right after the break.
Now to Georgia. Today, a federal jury reaching a verdict in the hate crimes trial of the 3 men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery.
The jury finding all 3 men guilty on all charges for violating Arbery's civil rights, finding the killing was racially motivated. ABC's Raina Roy has the latest.
Ahmaud Arbery's parents walking out of this Brunswick, Georgia courthouse Tuesday in relief.
To get full justice, not partial justice, for their son Ahmaud Arbery, we get to celebrate this moment.
A jury finding Arbery's 3 killers guilty on all 5 counts in their federal hate crimes trial for violating his federal civil rights and targeting him because he was black. The 25-year-old shot to death as he jogged down a residential street back in February of 2020.
We got a victory today. What we got today, we wouldn't have gotten today if it wasn't for the fight that the family put up.
No one should fear that if they go out for a run, they will be targeted and killed because of the color of their skin.
The jury deliberated just under 5 hours over 2 days after hearing arguments from both sides over the last week. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland appearing to get emotional while praising the jury's verdict.
I cannot imagine the pain that a mother feels to have her son run down and then gunned down.
Father and son Travis and Gregory McMichael and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan were already convicted of murdering Arbery in state court in November. All 3 sentenced to life in prison, only Bryan given the possibility of parole.
4 of the 5 counts in this guilty verdict also carry sentences of up to life in prison. Wednesday marks exactly 2 years since Arbery was killed. A prayer ceremony and vigil will be held in his honor with his loved ones and community members. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
As expected, a chilly day. I hope you didn't put your winter coats away after we had 60s on Sunday. We've still got a lot of February to go and a lot of March and April as well. Live look right now from Beatrice showing you we've got low clouds. We've had some breaks in the clouds at times, so the sun's tried to pop through. That's also the case as we look live from Honda of Lincoln, looking back to the southwest. We are seeing a little blue, but for the most part, clouds are winning and cold temperatures are winning as well as high pressure is building in well off to the north, but bringing all this Arctic air down our way. We only reached a high of 14 degrees this afternoon in Lincoln. That is the coldest temperature we've had in the capital city since January 6th, so 42 days since it's been this cold. It's 12 degrees right now at the airport. It is 10 degrees at East Campus. Head to the south and southwest side of town. Temperature's just a little warmer where it's 11 degrees. Head to the north side of Beatrice at the airport where it's 12. It's 10 right now in Fairbury. And look off to the north and to the west. Temperatures are in the single digits from Columbus where it's only 6. It's 9 in Grand Island and 9 in Kearney. Take a look at the winds gusting as of 5 o'clock. Out of the north-northwest, the arrow is pointing the direction the wind is blowing towards, or I should say blowing away from. So we've got gusts of 36 miles per hour in Columbus, 36 mile per hour gusts in Hastings. All that combined gives us wind chills, or the feel-like temperature, and it feels like it's 7 below in Lincoln, 8 below in Beatrice, 13 below in Aurora, and 17 below is what it feels like right now in Columbus. The rest of the evening, we are going to see the wind chills plummeting. Winds will be gusting at times to 30 miles per hour tonight. By 10 o'clock, wind chill values down to 20 below in Lincoln, 25 below in York, and 23 below in Grand Island. Take you through the overnight, the temperature is going to be dropping down below zero. Wind chill values by 7 o'clock in the morning still running upwards of 20 to near 30 degrees below zero. As we get to 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, we're talking wind chills still 20 to 25 degrees below zero. So if kids are heading out tomorrow morning for school, make sure they're bundled up. Make sure you're bundled up as well for that quick dart to the car because it's going to feel pretty cold in the morning. And notice up towards O'Neill, 30 below is what it could feel like by 8 o'clock in the morning. And really the entire state seeing wind chills upwards of 20 to 30 degrees below zero. Wind chill warnings are in effect through noon Wednesday for the counties shaded in pink. We've also got wind chill advisories for all of southeast Nebraska. Now these are not included because these are technically under the wind chill warning, and these are in effect until noon tomorrow as well. The actual air temperature should drop to 2 below in Lincoln, 4 below in York, and 5 below in Columbus. We're going to have a fair amount of clouds around the area tomorrow. Stormcast is trying to bring sunshine out. I think that's a bit optimistic. I think we're going to have a low layer of clouds just a few thousand feet off the ground, and temperatures not warming a whole lot as we head towards the afternoon. Only up to 16 degrees in Lincoln, 18 in Beatrice, 15s in Seward and York, and only a high of 11 in Kearney with winds gusting at times to 20 miles per hour. Off to our south and west, another weather system is developing. This will bring us a chance for some snow around here as we go through the day on Thursday. You'll see that on Stormcast. Not heavy snows by any means, but this will be passing through the area. I'm not putting out numbers just yet, but in the initial looks, maybe 1-2 inches of snow at most for areas. We may see some higher amounts out towards the North Platte area. 7-day forecast, 16 degrees for a high on Thursday. We go even colder Friday morning, but the good news is not as much wind, but we'll have clear skies, so down to 4 degrees below zero. 20s on Friday as we head towards the weekend, temperatures back into the 40s. And then boom, next week we say goodbye to winter. Temperatures back into the 50s to near 60 degrees as we head through the 3rd of March, and then maybe cooling off a little for the 4th of March. Maybe a chance for a few showers in there as well for the first week of March.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
It was a quick tunnel, just a couple days of cold temperatures.
Just 3 or 4 days where temperatures are in the teens, and we're right back to the spring thing we've got going on.
Yeah, very mild winter. All right, Thank you very much, John. Another negative day on Wall Street today. The Dow falling 483 points. NASDAQ is down 167. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Finally tonight, a close call for a fisherman near the Bahamas after he was bitten by a shark. One of the fisherman's crew noticed how much blood he was losing, so he put a tourniquet around his arm to slow the bleeding and then called the Coast Guard.
Air Station Miami lifted the 51-year-old man from his fishing boat. An officer with the Coast Guard said it was the best possible outcome in a terrifying situation and said the man was very fortunate his crew member quickly provided first aid before the Coast Guard arrived.
All All right, let's get a final check of your very cold weather forecast with John.
Just a good night to stay inside. Same thing tomorrow morning. I think really much of today or tomorrow is going to be that way as well. Now tonight we will see our temperatures dropping down through the single digits. We will eventually get to an air temperature of 2 degrees below zero by tomorrow morning, probably in the 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning time frame. Wind chills could drop to as much as 28 degrees below zero to as little as 16 degrees below zero, as winds will be gusting upwards of 28 miles per hour. There may even be a few snow flurries overnight, and then tomorrow we're talking highs only into the teens. So temperatures will be cold. Wind chills for tomorrow will be mainly in the single digits, so just a little warmer than today because we've spent most of today just below zero. So tomorrow should be the last, well, that's not true. Thursday will be the last really cold day with temperatures in the teens, and then we start warming things up as we head towards
Who's counting, right?
Yeah, right.
Wednesday and Thursday are mixed together in my head for some reason this week.
All right. Thank you very much, John. And thank you all for joining us this evening.
World News with David Muir is up next. They'll have the latest on Ukraine and Russia and what's going on there. We'll see you back here at 6.